In this video, I'd just like to cover how to put a video into your mobile-friendly website. There's two ways that I'm going to suggest you do that, and I've built both of them into the templates, and I'm going to show you how that works. The first one is to use QuickTime or a .movie file. This is a very easy thing to do, and as you can see, the way I've laid out this template is I've actually made a video section in the accordion tool. You don't have to do this. This is just one way to do it. And I've used the video tool that comes with 90-Second Website Builder called QuickTime. And I simply clicked on this and drug this video into place like this. I went like that. So that's all this is. The hardest part is just for you to upload your QuickTime movie into the project, and you simply do that by double-clicking and then browsing for it. So in this case, you have to have some kind of a .movie file, .mov file, or a QuickTime movie, that's called, and it would be part of your project. It would then upload when you publish this site to a server. That .movie file would be stored on the website and would play every time someone loaded this video. So it's really that simple. You're going to upload your .movie file, include it in the project by adding it here. And if you want to select some of these options, you can. I would suggest just leaving the controller. And then you're pretty much done. Now, I know that's simple, but there's a couple of drawbacks. The first one is that if you're developing for mobile, you have to think of other phones besides the most common ones. Of course, the most common ones are pretty much iPhone, BlackBerry, Android. And iPhone is great for QuickTime because it's made by Apple, and so iPhones can play QuickTime movies without any problem. So anybody looking at this website, this mobile site, on an iPhone is not going to have any problem playing a QuickTime movie. The problem is other smartphones won't be able to see this movie unless they have a QuickTime player, and some do, but it's not universal. So I've created a second way for you to play video on a mobile site. And this is certainly fine to use QuickTime Movie. It's easy and it's fast, and you won't have any problems if when people are looking at, especially through an iPhone or even an iPad. However, if you want to be more universal, there's another way to embed video onto your mobile site. And what I've done in this project is I've created a separate page for it, and I've called it video.html. So I'm going to double click on that to open up that page. Here's how this works. I've already created the HTML for you, and I've installed some script called the JW Player that plays video on just about anything. The great thing about the JW Player is that it'll work on every smartphone, iPads, Mac, PC, just about anything JW Player can deal with. If a computer has Flash on it, it'll play it in Flash. If it doesn't have Flash, it'll play it in another format. But it's a great way to stream video. What's great about using this method too is you don't have to upload the video to your hosting account like we did with the .movie file. We can actually stream a YouTube video this way. Let me show you how that's done. So I've already created this into the template, this HTML code. So when you double click on it, you'll see I've already written some code for you. This is basically the player's code. All you need to do is customize it by changing the URL to the video you want to play. So as you can see, I've highlighted it here. If I was going to use a YouTube video, I'd put the YouTube address. This is the actual YouTube URL, not the embed code. That's different. You want the actual YouTube. It needs to say youtube.com in it for you to know it's a real YouTube video. And that is literally all I would have to do. And this would be done. So if you want to stream video on your mobile site this way, literally double click on that HTML tool and change this link. This doesn't have to be YouTube. For those of you that use the Amazon S3 service, that's where I store my videos. I would put the URL s3.amazon, AWS, etc. I would put all that here. Or if you're using some other third-party video service, you could certainly do that. And that's all there is to it. Let me just say one other thing. You'll notice I did make a separate page for this video instead of embedding it into the accordion tool. Now, the reason I did that is because sometimes all of that code, that JavaScript code, can sometimes conflict with the jQuery. So it's actually better to make a separate video page when you're going to use this method, which is not a problem. We still only have basically a 2 or 3 page website by doing this, and it just makes it stream a little bit better. So if that's the case, if I was going to make a page just for playing this video, I'd probably want to put a link to that video, right? So you can make it a text link, and obviously I wouldn't have a video section here. This could say our video, and I could actually put a text link in here instead of this video. I could put, click here to watch our video, or I could even put in some kind of an image right here, and I could use the text tool to create a link. Here I would link it to a particular page, my video page. I can also do that with the icon. Create a link to an internal page, which I've already done here, as you can see. And it's ready to go. Now when people tap this button or this link on their phone, they'd go to the video page and they'd watch the video. You can't see it play now because we're not online. And actually, if I preview this, you still won't see this play because it's playing with a script, and it needs to be published in order to really check it. So you'd want to publish it to make sure everything's working fine, not just preview it. So that's two different ways to work with video. So there's a simple way with the QuickTime Movie. And by the way, if I did this, I'd obviously want to delete this because it won't be in the way. But if you wanted to use the QuickTime method, you can put that anywhere, put it in the jQuery accordion menu or not, or you could use the JW player. So that's pretty much all you need to know. But for those of you that want to dig a little bit deeper, let me tell you how this is working. The reason why the JW player is working, there's three things that make it happen. And again, you don't need to know this. This is just for those of you that want to know all the geeky stuff behind the scenes. This code is what's making it work. That's one thing. This code is what goes and tells the website where to get the video and how to play it. That's what this code does, and that's why it's important for you to change that URL to the correct one. It needs to be a full URL. The other thing that's happening is on this page, I have already put in the code in the header that calls this script right here. So that also has to be there. But again, you're using a template and it's already built in there for you. And then there's also some very important files that are included in your project right here. This folder has some important files in it. And again, you don't need to know that they're there. It's just important that they are there. And when you publish your website, these files will be included and will need to be included so that your JW Player video works. Okay, so that's basically how you use video. As you can see, it's very simple. Let me answer one question that may come up. Some of you are saying, hey, we've got a YouTube tool here. Why aren't we just using the YouTube tool like we do on our other websites? When you're making a desktop website, you would just go grab the YouTube tool and you'd go like this and you'd drop a YouTube video on there. Let me tell you why you can't do that. Because this particular player uses Flash, a Flash player, to play the video, which is fine for 99% of desktops, but it's not good for iPhones and other Apple products. So your iPad and your iPhone would not be able to stream this way. Even though they can watch YouTube videos, they can't watch them this way. So that's why when we're working with mobile, we want to use one of these other methods. The one I recommend, the JW Player, I think that's the best way to do it. It's more universal. If you want to do something fast and easy, use the QuickTime method. But either way, that's how you put a video on a mobile-friendly website with 90-Second Website Builder.